So let's now work with mouth movement. That is freeing your articulators, everything you need to speak in your face so that you can speak clearly and effectively in American English. And to do that, you'll want to record so you can hear how you sound while you're doing it. In addition, I recommend having a mirror, either a large mirror or a small mirror. A small one is sufficient for looking at the mouth, and it might help you not be so distracted by simply looking at lip movement. If you want to see the entire jaw, then you might want to use a bigger mirror. So I'll use both and show you the difference. Let's start by just doing the fish. And the fish is a movement that I like because it teaches you how to use your lips. But actually, before we do the fish, one more thing that's really important is to watch your neck. Many people, as they do this, start to move their neck forward. I'm exaggerating the movement, but we don't want that movement. We want your neck to go up. And it's not a holding up, a rigid up, it's a relaxed up. So the idea is that the back of your neck is free. And let me show you this. As you're making these sounds, you want to let this part of your neck be long rather than squeezing. See how I'm squeezing? My shoulders are coming up and my head is going back. We want to avoid that. We want the neck to be long, and this whole big joint, this atlanto-occipital joint up here, we want it nice and free and long, and our shoulders down and relaxed. You might even look in the mirror now and see what your shoulders look like. Maybe your shoulders are up here and you want to relax them. If you find this challenging, I recommend that you only make about a 10% change. The reason for that is if you try to change yourself dramatically, you may have some pain, and we want to avoid pain. Discomfort is okay. That's how we learn to change habits, but pain is not a good thing. So you want to release the shoulders, and if you find they're coming up, you can start by just taking your arms down long and kind of roll your shoulders a bit. Just roll them back a few times, roll them forward, and see if you can keep your neck from moving. If you're not sure, use a mirror and just notice, is your neck moving or can you move your shoulders independently? So a neck move would be if your neck is going along for the ride, which we don't want. So you want your neck to be nice and long while your shoulders move. That will keep your neck in a good location so that you can do some of these exercises without squeezing. We're trying to avoid, again, squeezing back here as you make the sounds. So the chin is going to come down and you're going to keep the back of your neck long. Now back to that fish. So to do the fish, you want to have a mirror available and you round your lips and see if you can squeeze them like this. See how that kind of looks like a fish? And as you do that, can you compress the lips, which means you'll actually maybe even see lines in your lips as you go forward? You can squeeze here. This really looks like a fish. This is your buccinator. So see if you can really squeeze those buccinators. Make a smack sound like that. And then do the fish again. And if you think this is a little crazy, notice that when you do the fish, you can make sounds like whoa. Now don't worry too much if your upper lip isn't moving, because as you do this, if you do this daily for a couple of minutes at a time, your lip will begin to move. So you want this upper lip to get a little bit of movement in it. And then you want to work the opposing muscle by smiling. So nice exaggerated smile and nice exaggerated fish. Now how slow can you go? Going quick is usually not a good way to train your muscles. If you do this, that's easier than doing this. And we're after control, so you really want to go as slow as you can, and you should see your upper teeth. Your lip should rise to your nose. Now if that's not happening, you can squeeze right under your nose, here the blood supply, get it going, and then squeeze on both sides here. So if you have a mustache, you're squeezing your mustache. If you don't, you're just squeezing your upper lip, above this lip, above the upper lip, the skin here. You're squeezing there, and then you're trying to get some movement. You might think of yourself as a rabbit. So you know how the rabbit can kind of wiggle its nose? And see if you can get some movement in these muscles to the side of your nose, like you're trying to move it side to side. This will help with N's and L's and W's and all kinds of things. So we want to get some movement here, and you might think of having a pencil, a pretend pencil, not a real one, you could swallow it. Pretend pencil in your mouth, and you're drawing a circle. Now, for some of you, you might be drawing a straight line like this. That's a line, not a circle. So to get a circle, you need to get the jaw involved. And then change direction. And go as slow as you can. Really feel the movement and notice the sticky spots, and spend a little more time in the sticky spots and see if you can now wiggle your jaw. Now, if you're still having trouble wiggling your jaw, you might want to stretch it a bit. You can do that with this webbing between your thumb and your index finger, where you put those items, this webbing and the thumb and the finger, under your lip and just stretch. Now be careful here. Make sure your neck is long. Remember that nice long neck, chin is down. And try saying a sound like ah. And as you say ah, can you stretch the back of your throat open like this? Ah. Notice I held that. You can hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Ah. You might also notice it's only really opening here, not everywhere in the jaw. Your jaw may still be tight after doing that a few times. So you can do a bigger stretch, but again, really watch your neck. If you're squeezing your neck, this is not going to be good. You might actually get some pain in your neck. We want to avoid that. So if your neck is long and your jaw is tight, then try putting the fingers from your right hand on your neck and the thumb on your chin. And then with your left hand, put the thumb on your left cheek and the fingers on your right, and just stretch and hold. And release. You can do that several times. Remember not to move your neck once you open the jaw, and this should not be painful. Discomfort is okay, but pain is not. And by this point, you should start to notice your jaws moving a bit better. So now you can do the third jaw exercise, which is to take the fingers and the thumbs on the jaw, again keeping the neck long and the chin down. So you don't want to be here, because this would be squeezing your neck. You want to be here, and your thumbs are on the bottom, your index fingers are here, and you resist with the thumbs as you open. Now keep your mouth open, change the finger position, and resist closing. How slow can you go? You might want to do that a couple times. And wiggle, and your jaw should move a bit better now. So from here, is it easier to put that pretend pencil in your mouth and draw a circle? You should get a little bit of jaw movement. Again, you can look in the mirror to check. And from here, can you activate your upper lip a bit? You'll be able to see your teeth. Go forward, back to the fish, and out for a smile. And now to really open your jaw, take your tongue and pretend you'd like to touch your nose. Now you don't have to actually try to touch your nose, but just pretend you would like to go up to your nose. The tongue should lift, and then you can point down, to the right, and to the left. Now make sure you're not flopping your tongue around like this. It's too easy, anybody can do that, just like licking your lips if you think your food is good. So that's too easy. What we want to do instead is take the root of the tongue. So you're sticking your tongue out like you're punching your arm with lots of strength. And then you're circling your tongue. And be careful with this. This will make your jaw tight if you don't have a nice long neck. And you want to move slowly. And wherever you find a difficult or a sticky spot, go even slower. Try not to skip a spot like this. And then reverse direction. Your goal here is to open the jaw, so as you get to the sides of the jaw, you want to open more, not close, which is the tendency. So to do that, you want to go really slow and make sure the tongue stays up in the corners. It doesn't drop like this. And go as slow as you can, and then really be careful with the jaw itself, because you don't want that jaw to get really tight and lock. So you want to really be careful with the jaw movement, because you want that jaw to be very, very relaxed, and you want the tongue to be able to move freely. So this is the jaw relaxation series. And from here, just keep that neck really, really long the whole time you're doing this. So let's end with a couple of quick vowels, like this. E, ah, ooh. Now the tendency here is to squeeze, so make sure you're long in the neck and your chin is down. E, ah, ooh. And exaggerate the lip movement. E, ah, ooh. Try doing these exercises on a daily basis so that as you practice, the movements get easier and easier, more and more fluid, and you have more and more ability to move your lips in an easy fashion, flowing from one movement to the next. This will significantly impact your English and help you to speak more clearly and effectively.